Tech abstinence is the new big status symbol. Sustained focus without the need to check your phone. Immunity to brain rot. Total detachment from the algorithmic overloads. Most people are already gone too far, writes a Twitter user. Now, seeing this reminded me of two things I've always wondered. 1. What if our constant scrolling and obsessive use of our devices are simply because we are still getting used to modern technology? Remember, today's internet only became widespread about 30 years ago and smartphones only 17 years ago. And a time will come when we wouldn't have these challenges because we'd already be used to it. Secondly, and this is the focus of today's video, will there ever be a time when analogous living, this means a return to more human, physical, offline ways of life, becomes the new luxury? I suspect yes, but if true, it will be because of one or all of these four reasons. Technology today has become more widespread and accessible than at any other point in human history, especially software and online. AI chatbots, online academies, personal blogs, cloud-based design and organizational tools, social media. More than ever before, there's enough tools that cost less but can do more. Immediately someone, no matter their social and economic background, gets a hold of a good smartphone and internet connection, they can reach millions and acquire so much knowledge. Social media already bears proof to how easily accessible technology have become. First of all, there is not a single social media app that costs more than 800 megabytes download size, and most are still largely free to use. Secondly, through these platforms, we've seen ordinary people who have risen to global renown make income and build careers from their bedrooms just by recording and sharing or showcasing their thoughts, photos, videos, articles, skills, even daily routines. It is expected that this accessibility will only continue to become more widespread, more cheaper, even to developing nations, because it will become so integrated into our daily lives, our routines, from phone alarms waking us up to setting reminders to post, check and send emails, even tracking your health. This is just a glimpse of it, and this is where it starts to get concerning. As technology achieves this level of critical need, such that living depends on it, human connection and human-produced works begin to become less common, rarer. It's as if we are gradually surrendering real human connection for the ease that comes with technology. And if you observe close enough, you'll start to see this gradual trade-off. For example, an introvert in a new environment would rather just whip out their Google Maps for directions than ask a stranger for help. And map applications will only get more precise. The other day I saw an AI that lets you search up random locations in the world and places you there virtually so you can watch it live. There's a real chance that years from now, when technology becomes so widely available to every man no matter his financial limitations, it will begin to seem a little too common. When deformed parts of human bodies are replaced with artificial chips installed into our fingertips, mouths and maybe brains to enhance our abilities just enough that you don't even need to stand up and walk up to do certain actions or accomplish tasks. Drones pervading the air, delivering packages and patrolling our homes. Robot assistants at the office and in the driver's seat during commutes. It will begin to seem a little bit too available, maybe even too suffocating, and humans will go into search for nature and real analog experiences. We would yearn for flesh, spontaneity, sunlight, sand, grass, unprocessed food. The good old analogous life. I mean, ask anyone who sits in the usual corporate environment without a glimmer of sunlight and they will tell you how much they look forward to vacations where they can get in touch with nature, usually a beach resort. Now extend this to a time when the average person will live hourly on technological products. There will be demand for contact with anything as close to nature as possible. Live performances, hard copy books, non-processed local foods, actual lecture rooms or physical hangouts with actual humans, live and present. Again, the more rare these things become, the more valuable they are perceived to be, the more they would likely become the new big status symbol. Something maybe only the elite would be able to bring into their possession. But possessing something that would have become rare isn't the only reason why we would yearn for anything that looks like the analogous life. Have you ever heard the term AI slop? It simply means something that is achieved with little effort, with most of the work done by AI. And because of this little effort, it is not appreciated. Knowing what AI slop is significant at this point because it captures how much we value and appreciate effort or labor, especially when it produces something really good. But then again, it's not just contempt for AI slop. There is a growing preference for insightful or creative works over those that are simply overstimulating, like preferring podcasts to fast-paced, high-retention videos. Is there a chance you won't mind that generic AI narrator voicing my videos going forward? If yes, thank you very much for reducing my workload. But if no, that explains my point. This isn't a novel trait. Objects tending toward antiquity or becoming vintage have always been regarded to have superior value, not just because they are rare, but also because more human effort was obviously put into it. Like pre-industrial carpentry pieces, paintings, mechanical typewriters, vintage cars, wristwatches, vinyl records, and nowadays, film cameras and earlier mobile phones. Recently, an AI gospel artist, Solomon Ray, hits #1, and it was met with backlash. This backlash stemmed from simple preference and respect for effort and display of the creativity and innovation we know we possess. And speaking about music, that brings me to reason #3. Nostalgia. Music is only one of certain existing works which you feel cannot be further perfected. I know for sure there are songs I feel that way about. How about films, choreography, designs, and so on? These crafts from start to finish were done entirely by humans, and if not entirely, it was conventional technology that was involved. Nostalgia, as we know, is a yearn for a time in the past. Some of the things we have nostalgia towards are from that time. A time when technology had not yet achieved these great advancements and reach into how we live. A time when life was more analogous, unplugged, when there were no digital shortcuts to showcase human intelligence at its best. There's one more reason people are beginning to crave the offline life. But before we get into that, since you've already gotten to this point in the video, it probably means that you found it interesting. So please like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. At the beginning of this video, I asked whether constant phone usage is just us learning and adapting, getting used to this much information and technology being this available and reachable, that maybe someday we will tire out of it. Well, if this is the case, then we may well never tire out. Because technology, like any other industry, keeps evolving. There will always be a new feature. In fact, there are already features and capabilities your devices have that you never knew of, and you've been using the same brand of phone for years now. Combine this with new and incoming features, tools and enhancements, and you see that we have a lot of learning and adapting to do. So we will always need our devices because there is so much we can learn about ourselves and our world through it. It is through your device right now that you are watching this video, which has most likely triggered curiosity about the current state of our world and its future. We are wired to do whatever keeps us alive, helps us survive, and we do this by acquiring as much information as we can by whatever means. It just so happens that right now, smart devices is the quickest way to satisfy this primal instinct. But the problem is that now, information is being processed and made available at a speed that might be too overwhelming for our conscious brain to compute. A typical Wi-Fi connection transfers millions of bits per second compared to the collective processing rate of the brain, the speed which remains very slow at 10 bits per second. That disparity means we are only human. But it doesn't make us slouches either, because even without internet and social media, our conscious brain already processes over 12,000 of thoughts every day. Even when we are resting, i.e. sleeping, the brain is still working. It is good that we have already identified digital overstimulation and all the issues that come with it as a problem. Focus and long attention span will become very sought after skill and ability, and in an attempt to restore them, people will return to analogous, offline, unplugged living, partially or totally. In fact, many are already doing just that. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to contribute to, or if you agree with what we've discussed, the comment section is open. Thanks for watching.